So what we did, we put the plane perfectly vertical, either very near to the observer or at very far from the observer. So we can put the plane at the eye level or somewhere here or somewhere here, or we can also put somewhere here and somewhere here. So we can draw the perspective view of this plane by the same procedure or the same techniques. So that was the first case. In second case, what we did, we put the plane perfectly horizontal at the eye level, either very near to the observer or very far from the observer. So in the third case, what we did, we put the plane perfectly horizontal but not at the eye level, below the horizontal plane somewhere here or somewhere here, but keeping it perfectly horizontal. So these were the three cases that we discussed in the last few modules. We also tried putting the plane perfectly vertical, somewhere here or somewhere here. So in all 3-4 cases, what we did, few lines were parallel to the picture plane and few lines were perpendicular to the picture plane. So if you look at here, first case we put the plane vertical here or here. In second case we put the plane horizontal. In third case we put our plane, or we can put it like this also, here or here. So all the lines which were perpendicular to the picture plane are going to merge or converge at the center of vision. We can also put it here, here, we can also put it here and here also. So these lines which were perpendicular to the picture plane were merging at the center of vision. We can also put our plane in a vertical manner. We can put our plane like this or this. Here also these lines which are perpendicular to the picture plane are merging at the center of vision. So we can put our plane here, here also. These lines are merging at the center of vision. So we can put it here also, here also. So we understood all the lines which are perpendicular to the picture plane are merging at center of vision. Now in the next module, we'll put our plane not horizontal, something like this. So here it is making angle with horizontal plane, also some angle with the picture plane. We can also put our plane vertical but not in this manner, something like this. Now here this plane is also making some angle with the picture plane, or I can say these lines are not perpendicular to the picture plane. Now it's making some angle with the picture plane. What we are going to do now, we are not putting our plane horizontal, we are putting our plane something like this, making some angle with the horizontal plane and also with the picture plane. We can also do here, instead of putting perfectly vertical, we are keeping it vertical but making some angle with the picture plane, either this way or this way. Now let's see here what we are doing right now. Instead of keeping horizontal, we are putting our plane something like this, or instead of keeping vertical, we are keeping our plane something like this. Now if you see carefully, if we put our plane something like this, so these lines are no more perpendicular to the picture plane, or in this manner also these lines are no more perpendicular to the picture plane. Okay, let's try to draw when we are putting our plane like this. Now here, suppose this central line is at the eye level. Let me draw here. In the first case, we put our plane like this. Now we are not putting our plane like this, we are keeping it something like this. So now it will be will look like this. The procedure or technique to draw this we'll discuss later, but now let's try to understand how this object or plane will look like. Okay, now I am keeping my plane vertical. Now I am rotating this plane like this or like this. So let me draw again. Suppose this is horizon line. If I put the object like this is center of vision by the way. Here also this is center of vision. So this object will be, so if I am putting our plane something like this, the perspective view will be like this. Now if I rotate like this, so this could be something like this will get. Like this. Now the perspective view of this plane will look like this. If I am keeping this plane like this. Now let's try this. I am keeping my plane horizontal, again horizontal but not at the eye level. Now I am rotating my plane like this. Here also plane was vertical, then I rotated in this manner. So here also I am rotating my plane like this. So if you see, in previous case these lines were perpendicular to the picture plane and these lines were merging at the center of vision. Now I am putting my plane like this. So here what will happen? Now these lines are not going to merge here, it will merge somewhere here. Now the perspective view of the plane will look like something like this. Now these lines are not going to merge at the center of vision because these lines are no more perpendicular to the picture plane. I am putting my plane something like this. Now this is going to merge somewhere here. If I rotate here, again if I rotate little bit more, then center of vision will be somewhere here. Let's try again here. I am putting my plane here, not horizontal, something like this. So again here, let me draw. Now these lines are not going to merge here, it will converge somewhere here. If you project this line and again this line, this is going to merge somewhere here. Again if I rotate little bit more, the conversion point will be somewhere here, here and here based on angle of rotation. If I put our plane like this, vertical, so simple line will be there in perspective view. If I put somewhere here or here, it will look like this and this. Again, if I put something like this, these lines are perpendicular to the picture plane, so these lines are going to merge at the center of vision. Now, if I rotate the plane like this, so let me draw. Now I am rotating like this. Now these lines are no more perpendicular to the picture plane, so these lines are not going to merge here. If I rotate a little bit more, so it will be somewhere here, and again another edge will be somewhere here. If you extend this line, now if I rotate more like this, so these lines, this point will be shifting towards here, but it will remain at the horizon line. So now I can try this here also and here also. For example, instead of here I am keeping it here, but something like this, or instead of keeping it here I am keeping my plane somewhere here and in this manner, right? Now these are termed as vanishing point. So if I rotate like this vanishing point, this vanishing point will be shifting here, or if I rotate something like this, the vanishing point will be shifting here but at the horizon line. So these variations we will discuss in the next module. So before discussing in detailed manner, let's see if the plane having some kind of pattern, right? If you see carefully, now you can see the pattern over here. So let's try to draw this plane or this pattern in perspective view. Now let me draw the front view or elevation of this pattern. Now we have to draw perspective view of this pattern. Suppose this is x. Now suppose this dimension is x and this dimension is y. Now suppose this pattern or this plane we are putting horizontal but not at the eye level, somewhere here. Okay, now let's try to draw a perspective drawing of this pattern. Now I have drawn the front view or elevation of this pattern. I have also drawn the perspective view of that plane without the pattern. Now if you see, this is the horizon line, this is the horizontal plane, this is the side view. So this is the side view, this is the picture plane, here is the station point, and this is our object. So this is side view and this is the front view. Obviously I was not able to complete it because of the space constraint. Now let's see, this is the picture plane, here is the object, this is the station point. I can draw the line from point number 1 to the station point. It cuts the picture plane somewhere here. Again from point 2 to the station point, it intersects this line here. Now I can project the line like this and like this. So I can get the height of the object or height of the perspective view. Now again this width I can get it from the top. Here is the object, here this is picture plane, here we have station point. I can draw the line from 3 to station point, point number 2 to the station point. It cuts the picture plane at 2 dash and then 3 dash. I can project the line from point 2 dash and 3 dash, and when it cuts we get point number 2. So from 2 days I can project the line, again from 2 days I can project the line, it will cut here. Now this is the perspective view of that object. Now let's try to draw this pattern over here. Now I have taken width equals to x and height as a y. This will be lesser than x because this will be true width. I have taken the projection and then I have drawn it. So this will be less than x, and obviously this will be less than so what will we do here is from 1 to 2, this is y, but this is less than y. So what we can do here, so we can extend it in such a manner, this is equal to this much y. So suppose this is point number 1, obviously this is point number 2. I can take it as a b. So I can take true length from here, I can take true length and I can get the point number a. Again I can get the true length from here or from here, so I can get it from here, I can take the point b over here. Now what we can do, from point number 1 and this point number 1, I can join these lines and extend it, and it will cut the horizon line somewhere here. Let's see again, from point number 1 and point number 1, I can join these lines and extend it towards horizon line. From point number 2 and here, I can draw the line like this. So this will be vanishing point for this true length. Now what we can do, from point A to point, suppose this is point O, I can draw the line like this. I can draw the line from B also towards the point A. Now this will cut somewhere here and somewhere here. So point A to point O, this cuts this line somewhere here, and I can write it A. And from B to point O, this cuts the line somewhere here, so I can write point number B. So we got the point number A and point number B. Now let's see this point. We can get also this point number C in a similar manner. We can get the point C, we can draw the line from point C to O, and we can get it somewhere here, point number C. Now let's try to get the point number D. Now this measurement, point 2 to point 3 is x. Here in perspective view, point 2 to 3 is less than x. So we can extend this line, we can also extend this line. We'll try to get the line where this measurement is equal to x. So now here we got the true length, this will be point number 1, this will be point number 3. Now we will try to get this point D. So directly we can measure it from here. From here we can get point number D. Now we need to point D in this line to get the pattern. So what we can do here, from point D to the center of vision, we can draw the line, and this cuts somewhere here, and this will be point D. So we can get the other points in a similar fashion. So for this line we need to draw true length. We can draw point 1, from point 1 to point 1 we can join it and extend it. It will cut somewhere at the horizon line, and that will be termed as again vanishing point. Vanishing point for this line. Now we can measure it from point 1 to point A, because this is true length, again this is true length. Again from point A we can join the point A and point O. This will cut somewhere here, we can get the point A. Now again this one we can also do the same thing, and we can get somewhere here. This also we can get it. For example, this is E. So we can measure it from here. Sorry, this is point number 2. This is point number 2. So we can get it from point 2 to E, somewhere here. Again from point E to this point we can join it, and we can get it point number E. Now this will be final perspective view of this pattern. So for any kind of complicated pattern, we can inscribe in the rectangle box and very easily we can draw it. We can also draw this pattern by projection. Projecting each and every point, we can take it from side view, we can also take it from front view and we can draw it. But that will consume more time.